I'm standing here beside my mountain ash. It's flowered really well this year, made lots of fruit, but this tree has a bit of a problem. It has root suckers, and in this video I'm going to show you what to do about root suckers. This tree has been growing great for a number of years, but last year it started developing these suckers that were coming up from below the ground. If you leave these suckers, they will turn into complete trunks. Each one of these wants to make its own tree. If I left these, I'd have a dozen different trunks all coming out of the same spot here. Sometimes that's desirable if you want a multi-trunk tree. But in this case, the mountain ash looks better as a single trunk tree, and the original trunk's quite large, and these would all be quite small beside it. And it would just be too congested, I think. So I want to keep a single trunk here. So I got to get rid of these. Now what most people do is they come along with some pruners and they just simply cut them off. And they say, well, now I'm done. The problem is, one of the rules of pruning is that each time you make a cut, you create 2 or more new growths. So this one stem will create 2 stems, and next year I come along and cut those, and then I'll have 4 stems, and 8 stems, and 16 stems. Before you know it, I'll have so many new stems coming out of here that I got a real mess. And I see that a lot on people's front lawns where they're trying to get rid of the suckers from trees. What we have to do is we have to find the starting point of these and get rid of them right down to the roots or to the stem. Wherever they're starting, we have to get rid of those dormant buds. So the first thing to do is dig out the mulch and soil and try and figure out where they're coming from. Now it turns out that all of these right here are coming from a single point here, just coming out at the base of the tree. These are probably more like water sprouts than suckers. Suckers are growths from the roots, and these are coming out from the trunk, but very low down. So we have to get rid of that. What I want to do is cut it very close. Now I may get a new dormant bud coming out of here, and I'm going to keep a really close eye on it next year, and as soon as it starts, I'll cut it out. I have some more here on the side, and we'll cut those out too. Got myself into an anthill here. They're also somewhere on the back, and I'll do the same thing there. You should cut these suckers out as soon as you see them. These are actually way too big. I should have done this last year. Now that I've removed them all, I'll keep a close eye on it, and if I see any new growth here, I'll cut it out right away. If I keep after it, I should be able to get rid of all of these suckers. But sometimes, some trees just keep suckering over and over again. The mountain ash is notorious for that, so I may have to do this every couple years. I also have one crabapple that does this, and it's been doing it for 10 years. And it seems like no matter how close I cut them, they just come back. Crabapples are also notorious for this. Most trees are pretty good. Once you cut these off, the growth will now go into the main tree and they'll stop suckering. But it's a good idea to check your trees on an annual basis. As soon as you see these suckers, get rid of them. Now what do you do with these cuttings? Well, for most trees, you might as well just discard them. They're not going to grow. But the mountain ash apparently will grow from cuttings. So I'm going to take these and turn them into hardwood cuttings and try and propagate this tree. See how that goes. If you want to learn more about pruning problems on trees, have a look at my video, which I'll put a link to in the top right-hand corner. I go through a whole bunch of different problems and show you how to use pruning to solve them. Have a great day in the garden.